Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric and Chad here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today we got another top 5 guns video for you. We're going to be talking about the top 5 combat shotguns. All right, this has been kind of a hotly debated subject. We've gotten some input from you guys on what you think. There's a lot of things that shotguns lend themselves well to, and personal defense is definitely one of them. And you know, in modern times, you know, even from like the old days till now, you know, shotguns have had their place on the battlefield, in the police car, and in the home for personal defense and life and liberty and things like that. So we've selected 5 guns that we think kind of fit that role quite well. All of them have their little quirks and intricacies and things, but they all have their uses. So we'll just kind of go down the table here. Chad's going to start us out with the Benelli M3.
One of my favorite shotguns ever.
Yes.
I love these things. So the M3 is a pretty unique shotgun made by Benelli, and this one's kind of an old classic, HK marked, a little bit more desirable than new models, but they do still produce the M3 as a new production shotgun, unlike some of the older models that they have. But the unique feature of this gun, much like the Franchi Spice 12 that is very popular in the movies, is that it's a convertible shotgun, so you can go from pump to semi-automatic pretty quickly and easily by the flip of a little switch up front. Basically, it locks the handguard in place, so you go from pump that you just saw to semi-automatic right there. And these are inertia-driven shotguns, much like the M1 Super 90s, the M2s, and the M3s are all inertia-driven. The M4 that we're going to talk about in a little while uses a different system than these guns, but they are immensely useful and classic, and just hard to beat in the big scheme of things. I mean, you can run all kinds of shells, everything from low velocity or like less than lethal rubber bullets and beanbag rounds and stuff like that in the pump action mode. Switch it over to semi-auto and run up to your 3-inch magnums and really get some work done. But these have been used in various military roles and police roles all across the world, and I don't know, it's just hard to beat, man.
Very versatile shotgun. You know, like Chad said, the ability to go from semi to pump is a nice feature. You never know if maybe some of the ammo you got is not running the gun semi-automatic. All right, no big deal. Switch over to pump and you still got a pump. So it allows you to keep the gun in the fight. Or let's just say, I don't know, the gas system gets clogged or nasty, or there's some issue or whatever. It allows you to use the gun as a pump as well. So very, very versatile shotgun. And I like the idea of, you know, if I don't know, if you're an entry team or something, all right, beanbag round, or let's just say a door breacher. Bang, run the door breacher, shuck the round out, close the operating slide, switch it back over to semi, you're good to go. With a little bit of training, you can swap back and forth really easy, and it allows you to really kind of tailor what you're doing with the shotgun easily because of the different modes of operation.
For sure.
And this gun is much better made and much more simple than the Spice 12.
And a lot lighter too.
Yep.
And also the M3 was used in one of my favorite movies of all time. If you guys have followed the channel, you know it's Heat. Chirito used one of these. It didn't have the ghost ring sights, it just had the rifle sights on it, but oh,
yeah, no, I need to go watch that movie again.
Ooh, one of my favorites.
All right, we're going to leapfrog and we're going to talk about the Origin. Guys, if you've been around on the channel, you know that the Origin really is one of my favorite shotguns. It's crazy, it's futuristic looking, so it really gets some points and cool factor because of the appearance of it and the way it works. It is a box-fed, basically magazine-fed AK-style shotgun, similar to a Sega 12, I guess you could say, but much, much different. It's got a quick takedown barrel system, which is pretty neat. It's got a big old honking bolt carrier. It's just a great, great shotgun, and they're really fast. They cycle stupid fast.
Oh, man, yeah.
And now this gun does lose a little bit of points for the lack of versatility, because you're never going to get the versatility and autoloader that you will out of a pump shotgun or a convertible shotgun like the M3. But this gun definitely makes up for it in cool factor. It's not overly heavy. It's available as a firearm in SPF configuration, which is really handy.
Yeah, we did a video on that.
Once it's set up properly, this shotgun will absolutely lay down lead quicker than you can, I mean, blink an eye. I mean, you can shoot these things so fast. And this particular one's just outfitted with an old school reflex sight from Trijicon, keeping it nice and simple and old school. And you know, this is, out of all the shotguns on the table, this is the shotgun that to me like beckons itself as like a movie gun.
It is
like it belongs in a movie or a video game or something like that.
I don't remember the show. I don't follow it, but there's a show on Netflix that I know. I think one of the main characters uses an Orange 12, if I'm not mistaken. But one of my favorite configurations of the shotgun is the SBS configuration that we've shown before. Eric was running one in the video a little while back with a Salvo 12 on there, and it's just a crazy configuration. But this thing does lose points with me because the gas system, it has to be tuned for the ammunition of choice that you're running. It's not like something like the inertia system that'll pretty much run just about anything you put down the pipe, everything from real light shells all the way up to the heavy magnums. You do have to fine-tune this gun to get it to run, but boy, once you get it set up...
Once you get her set up, man, this thing will absolutely shuck them out of there. It's a really, really cool shotgun, and you can get 5-round sticks, 8-round sticks, 10s and 12s, and I believe they're also doing like a 30-round drum that they're working on too. So you've probably seen videos on this gun. The Origin 12 is awesome, and it deserves to be in this list for sure.
Okay.
I would say going down the chain, the next shotgun, I guess you either want to bounce back to the M4 or we can talk about the 870.
We'll skip over the M4 for a minute.
Okay. Well, we'll go down to the 870 if you want to discuss that.
Yeah, so Remington 870, I mean, if you don't know about a Remington 870, you've been living under a rock. You need to crawl out and get a little education. But the Remington 870 is a very classic shotgun, been around for quite some time, been used as a military and police shotgun forever, and probably more in the police realm than anything else. I've seen more of these out there as police trade-ins and whatnot that have been riding around the back of patrol cars for years and years and years. But just a classic example, and to me, the Marine Magnum that Eric has here is probably the quintessential Remington 870 to have, because it's got this nice like Teflon nickel coating on it. It's pretty much impervious to all elements.
It's impervious to Eric.
Impervious to ginger
I rust
sweat.
everything.
But just a classic shotgun, and pump actions, as you well know, can run anything under the sun. You can just put whatever you want in there, and you just manually cycle the action, and it will run anything.
Yep.
Beanbags, slugs, buckshot, birdshot, whatever.
Shells.
Cut shells.
These are great for shooting cut shells out of.
Yep, and as far as military use goes, probably a 590A1 from Mossberg has been used a little bit more in a military scenario than the 870 has, but a good combat shotgun nonetheless, for sure.
Yeah, the one thing that for this particular gun, which makes it lose a couple of points in my book, this particular one has a polymer trigger, which I don't like as much. You know, you can upgrade to the metal trigger that is seen in a lot of the police guns. This is not a police model per se, but I opted for the Marine Magnum finish because it just does great when it's riding around in the truck and things like that. And this is a perfect kind of truck shotgun. You know, and another good point on this gun is expense. It's not as expensive. It's actually the least expensive option on this entire table. Now, granted, it's still expensive. These guns are like $650 for a Marine Magnum model, the Marine finish. But if you get one with a Parkerized finish, you can pick them up for like $300. Sometimes you can score them as low. I think I've seen some of the just basic, you know, tactical Parkerized models for like $279.
Well, I bought one used a little while back. That was one of our pawn shop finds, and I bought a 870 tactical, just Parkerized finish, or well, black oxide or whatever it is, for $250. At a pawn shop,
and here's something else I want to mention about this particular slot on this 5 Guns video. I don't want to make it seem like we don't like the 590A1. Mossberg makes a great shotgun, okay? So guys, don't get hung up on, oh, well, he chose a Remington over a Mossberg or a Mossberg over a Remington. Guys, pick the shotgun that you like the best and feels the best in your hands and what you like the controls of. I particularly prefer Remingtons over the Mossbergs, but the Mossberg is a great shotgun. And they really are wonderful. The 590A1 or the 870 could easily occupy this spot. For my purposes and for what I have on hand to show you, the 870 is here for us. Yeah, I prefer the 870 over the 590.
Yeah, also, this is a 5 Guns video, but we can give honorable mentions. But to fill like the pump action slot for like a combat shotgun, you want to get in the real combat shotguns. You think back like World War I when they were using like 1897 trench guns. That was really one of the first times that a actual 12-gauge shotgun had been used in combat, and they raised hell with those guns.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, we just don't have one of those. They're prohibitively expensive.
They are.
My dad actually has an old 1897 that's got the 30-inch barrel and all on there that belonged to my great uncle who's passed away now, but you know, I'll try to get him to let me have that gun so I can convert it to a trench gun, because they do sell those heat shields with the bayonet lug attachment and all.
You can convert them.
You can convert them, and there's a lot of them out there just for fun, but I mean, the real ones are like $4 grand.
That's right.
So that's why we don't have one here on the table to show you. But definitely an honorable mention there.
Shotguns as a whole are very useful. So we talked about a convertible. We talked about a box-fed Origin. We've got a pump gun. Why don't we talk about this special police here? It's a self-loading police.
A little bit of an oddball.
It's a little bit of an oddball gun. If you look at the bolt mechanism on this, it's an FN SLP. and the bolt mechanism is very much like the Winchester SX3. And there's a lot of stuff floating around where, like, you know, companies will kind of put their name on a gun. You know what I mean? Like Winchester will put their name on the SX3, and then FN will put their name on the SLP. But I believe all those guns are made by Browning. And
Browning
if you look
makes a lot of shotguns.
They do. And if you look on the barrel, it says FN, but it says assembled in Portugal by Browning. But I tell you what, this is an awesome shotgun. They haven't been around terribly long, but they are available in a few different configurations. This is a tactical model, and it's got the pistol grip and everything. And it's got the ghost ring sight, pick rail on the top. You know, nice high visibility sights. Just a wonderful shotgun, very smooth shooter. I would say this shotgun definitely deserves to occupy this spot over something like a 930, like a Mossberg 930, or even like the Remington 1100s or some of the tacticals. Now, the Versamax from Remington definitely is a better gun than this. A Versamax is a better gun than this.
Well, Versamax is basically a clone of a M4,
right.
really.
So in the shotgun world, guys, you're going to see instances where a lot of guns get kind of copied and carried over from different designs. So like a Remington Versamax is basically an M4 Benelli that says Remington on it. And then such as this self-loading police, you get into, oh, well, it's just a Winchester SX3 that's been tricked out, which is fine. It's okay, but you'll get a little bit of that cannibalization between different companies, and you'll also see companies like TriStar and some of the other Turkish companies that make various auto-loading and pump shotguns. A lot of those shotguns will carry over. Like, for instance, TriStar makes like a cheaper version of the M3. Now, it's not an M3, but it's also a third of the price.
I've heard from people that thing actually works pretty good, and they're like sub $600. Whereas these, I mean, I paid less than $1,000 for this one, but I mean, new models are like $1,300.
Yep.
You know,
and brand new, the self-loading police. I keep wanting to say special purpose, but the self-loading police, they're about $1,000. So you're getting on up there. I mean, and just so you know, when you start getting into a good quality auto-loading shotgun and you're paying new prices, you're going to get up in the $1,000 range once you start, you know, getting up into some of the nicer guns. So for what it's worth, I think that the self-loading police deserves to be in this slot because it's a newer design, it's awesome, and I bought 2 bird guns for Jacob to shoot on Shotgun Team this year, and they were both the Winchester SX3s, and those things shoot so nice.
They are
such a smooth gas system, easy to work on. So this gun kind of draws that same type of lineage, so it's a winner in my book by default because I like the Winchester, if that makes sense. So anyway.
Like, well, I like the Winchesters, and this one's made the same, so I like it too.
Exactly.
All right, so.
Very smooth operation.
Ooh, boy, my favorite.
That's
Benelli M4, baby.
That's the real deal, too.
So the M4, the Marines use these, don't they?
Yes.
To a certain extent, but
yes.
These, like I said earlier about the gas systems, so the Benelli M1 Super 90s, the M2s, the M3s, they all use what's called the inertia system. Basically, there's a big, heavy spring inside the bolt group, and it gets compressed when the round goes off, and it gives that slight delay and smooths the recoil out. And that's what it gives, or what gives it the ability to run so much different ammo. Is because of that big old spring in there and just that system. This actually used what's called, I think, the Argo gas system. So it actually picks up gas right up here and it sends it back. And it's a little bit cleaner system in the big scheme of things. And it's a little bit more reliable. And it's supposed to give faster cycling, for one thing.
Oh, and it does.
Yeah, faster
These
cycling.
things cycle great.
And also the ability to run a little bit wider range of ammunition. You can run, as far as I know, you can run some pretty light loads in this as compared to like the inertia system, maybe slightly lighter, like, you know, real low velocity bird loads and stuff. It's supposed to run some of the less than lethal stuff too, semi-automatic.
Yep.
But we never tried that.
The thing about the M4 that I like a lot is the fact that it's a very fast shotgun. It cycles extremely fast. So in a combat shotgun, especially if you're running with an autoloader, you want something that's going to run pretty quick. And, you know, those follow-up shots are really what the big benefit is in an autoloader versus a pump. I mean, a pump action is going to deliver the same firepower. It's just going to do it slower. So if you're going to run an automatic, you might as well have something that gives you the quickest follow-up shots available. If you go online and look at videos, I mean, you look at guys like Instructor Zero running these things, and he can run an M4 Benelli just stupid fast speeds. I can shoot one fairly quick. One thing I will say is out of the box, the triggers are a little spongy.
Yep.
There are some aftermarket trigger options you can get for the M4 that actually, man, they're awesome. This is a law enforcement model with an actual collapsible stock, a proper collapsible stock, as well as the full 8-shot tube. This is a law enforcement specific model. Unfortunately, these are a little bit difficult to get, which really it's the same dang gun that you can get otherwise. It just has the full factory collapsible stock. And one of the big things about this collapsible stock that's so awesome is it gets so short. And the reason the Marines like it, and the Marine Corps uses these, is because when you're wearing body armor and you're holding that gun off your body armor, you know, that really, really tiny short length of pull there in combination with the body armor gives it just the right length of pull. When you pick the shotgun up, it's just right there. Because I've seen a lot of people pick these up and go, what the heck? You know, but they don't realize that short stock is intended to be supplemented by some additional body armor to make up the length. But of course, there is a intermediate position.
A little tricky sometimes.
It is a little tricky to get that middle position, but it's an excellent shotgun. It does lose some points for expense.
It does.
They are an expensive shotgun. These things are not a joke. I mean, you're talking a couple of $1,000 for a good M4, if not even more. And then Benelli started offering the H2Os and some of the more slicked up versions, similar to like the finish that you see on this nickel finish on the 870.
Those things are pretty much unobtainable.
And they're even more expensive. And then the problem is the baseline models that are available on the H2Os don't even have the high cap tubes and the collapsible stocks. They have like the fixed stock. So in my opinion, if you're going to buy one, be resourceful and look around and try to find a military police model is really the one you want.
Really, if you were just going to buy one shotgun and you were going to save up for a while or you had the money to spend, I mean, it's hard not to buy a Benelli as the top-end shotgun. I mean, to me, in my opinion, they are the top end of a semi-automatic combat shotgun, big scheme of things. But that right there just takes the cake. And you know,
there's so many awesome shotguns out there, guys. Don't think that this is the only 5. These are our favorites, and also, guys, these happen to be ones that we own. So it's not like, you know, it's not like we're trying to play favorites. We're talking about these because these are ones that we use. You know, we own them. Another honorable mention is the M2. And the reason I say the M2 is because a lot of 3-gun shooters use Benelli M2s because of their ease of converting parts over and lots of aftermarket parts support. Guys, the Benellis are definitely dominating in that realm of combat shotguns. I mean, there's a lot of guys running M2s and 3-gun. There's a lot of guys running like the Jerry Michalik model 930s from Mossberg, which is a great out-of-the-box option. So guys, don't stop here. There's many more options. But wait, we have a throwback. Every 5 Guns video has a number 6. Okay, so our number 6, this is our wild card.
But wait, it's a 5 Guns video.
All right, now you guys remember, like recently, Beretta reissued the 1301. Basically, this is the 1201. This is the gun that kind of started it all for Beretta.
So these kind of debuted back in the 80s and all, and they're more or less an M1 Super 90. They're an inertia-driven shotgun. They just say Beretta on there.
So again, that cannibalization of gun designs. You're going to see that a lot in the shotgun world, guys.
The older models actually were a little bit higher capacity. This one actually holds 5 because it was imported after '89. But most of the original ones have actually a 6-shot tube, and this thing right here is just a shroud to help protect the magazine tube and to put pressure on the handguard so it pops in place and all. But a lot of people get confused about that, but they pinch the magazine tubes to make them ready to import because they can't have more than 5 shots. And that's the big thing with like the M4s, like Eric was talking about, with the cap on the front of it. They're only imported as a 5-shot model except for the LE models. So, just one of those things. But
it is.
These are an interesting shotgun. They're very lightweight. My wife actually loves mine. I bought one of these early on from one of our local shops that does a lot of police trade-ins and stuff. Yep. And you know, they're relatively inexpensive. It was I think I paid like $450 for it.
Yeah.
When you can find them, and they're a great option for a nice classic semi-auto shotgun.
But extremely usable too. I mean, don't think that they're not a good option for trusting your life to. I mean, the 1201 is an excellent patrol shotgun. Lightweight, you're struggling. That's okay.
Dude, I am struggling.
You know, lightweight, really smooth function. They operate just fine and everything when Chad can get them together.
Dude, I take it apart. I can't get it back.
They are great shotguns. They will feed a relatively good variety of different ammunition through them when you can get them set up just right. They probably do kick a little harder with some of the combat loads because, you know, due to their lightweight, they're not going to be any speed demons in terms of the gas system and how they operate.
You had this in the wrong place. That's why I can't get it back together. Because
what's the issue?
I think when he bought it, the sling swivel was in the wrong position. So it's supposed to go right down here, beep, like that, and then that goes there. And then the shroud goes on.
It was a police trade-in, so it probably rode around in a police car. So you'll see a lot of the 1201s with some like beat up features, and they'll have like exterior scuffs and everything, but generally they're going to be in pretty good mechanical condition. The only reason it really didn't occupy like the main like 5-gun slot is really because they're just not available in the numbers that some of these other shotguns are. It's more of a collectible. Parts support's probably going to be limited.
Actually,
so, you know,
you'd be surprised.
I mean, they are out there, but the parts support's going to be limited compared to a newer production shotgun. So if it's something you're planning on running a heck of a lot, you know, it's just something to consider.
Numeric actually has quite a selection of parts for these, including magazine tubes. I mean, I actually bought a few spare parts for mine because when I bought mine initially on, it wasn't feeding properly from the magazine. And I just had to take the trigger group apart, and there were a couple of small springs that I just needed to replace. I mean, mine was a little bit more beat up, so I mean, it probably saw a little bit more use. But
yeah, but it's not like you're going to mail it back to Beretta and get warranty service like you will with a newer gun, though.
No, not at all. But the 1301s,
they hold up pretty well.
Yeah, the 1301s cost double what these do,
right?
And they're pretty nice shotguns for the most part, but I prefer kind of the classic examples. You know, just me personally.
That's right. That's right. So does Zelda. She's barking. But anyway, guys, we hope you enjoyed today's video. I mean, there was your top 5 with our 1 wild card. We always have a 6th gun there. Thanks for the support, guys. We really hope that you enjoyed this particular video and maybe you learned something. If you're into shotguns or maybe you're getting into shotguns, maybe this gives you an idea of the kind of stuff that's out there. And guys, a lot of these shotguns are kind of on the upper end of the realm. We might revisit this video with some lesser price shotguns, maybe a little bit kind of a budget shootout type deal, and showing some of the lesser priced examples that you can get out there.
That and classic shotguns too.
Yeah. So we've got some different kind of veins of this type of video that we'll be trying out. And guys, remember, Boomstick Month is coming up. Those cans are for sale right now. If you want to support the channel, if you like this video, the shotgun or Boomstick can is for sale now. If you guys want to support us, go over there and check it out. Consider picking one up to help out. So yeah, guys, thanks for the support. We got many more videos on the way. Definitely more gun gripes, more firearms facts. We got some more gun reviews, more meltdowns, more reloading, gunsmithing, guys. We're such a wide faceted channel. We have so many different things going on. And as if that's not enough, we've got one more kind of little weird thing that we're going to be doing that we hope you guys are going to like. It's kind of a new video concept that we're going to be introducing. So maybe you guys will like that too. So thank you very much. Enjoy your day. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
See you.